Has any of you guys, is this a family?
Yeah.
Has this beautiful family, have any of you guys seen or heard of Dragon Ball Super?
No.
No one? Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
Okay, alright, they've heard of it. At least they heard of Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I'm still sad.
Well, what's up, everybody? That was way too happy. But this was a happy episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 42. We're in that, like, it's not really filler, it's like the transitional between arc madness shit. Not really madness, but anyways, you can tell there's a transition. Toriyama likes to do this. It's like the lackadaisical days, lackadaisical days, lackadaisical days, daisical days, daisical days, lackadaisical days, daisical days, and days, dackadaisical days, what? Lackadaisical, fuck it. The days between arcs, pretty much, is, I think, what's happening. Let's get right through the story. What happened this episode? So we start out with Beerus and Whis, and they're on Beerus' planet, and then they get invited by Bulma to come to Earth, because they're having a picnic, because they're celebrating Universe 7's win, and she's like, oh, you should bring Monaka. And then Beerus and Whis are like, oh my goodness, we can't bring Monaka, because then everyone will know that Monaka's a fraud, because we already know Goku's gonna be there, and then Goku's gonna be like, hey, Monaka, hey, you trying to fight? And then Monaka's gonna be like, I'm a little bitch. And then Goku's gonna be like, what, you little bitch? I thought you were strong. I don't feel like training anymore. Just kidding. He would still want to train, but they fear that Goku would lose his motivation to train as intensively if he knew that Monaka was a weakling. He wouldn't train as hard as he normally would. So anyways, they decide that they're not gonna bring Monaka. We cut to the picnic, and then they're at the picnic, and they're picnicking up shit. I don't know if it's a picnic or a barbecue, but I'm calling it a picnic because picnic is the word of the day. And then, the great guy that Jocko is, Jocko decides to get sweets for everybody. Everybody at the picnic gets sweets. You get sweets, you get sweets, everybody gets sweets. And then, knowing Jocko, he's a galactic patrolman, so, you know, he's in space and shit and stuff. So, you know, when he orders sweets, it comes from space. And turns out that the delivery man for these said treats happens to be Monaka. None other than Monaka. He arrives. Immediately after Monaka gets off of the ship, Hercule approaches Monaka. Hercule introduced himself to Monaka in the last episode of Dragon Ball Super, basically saying that he wants Monaka to be like his cover fighter kind of person, I guess, whatever the fuck that is. So Hercule approaches Monaka, and then he shows Monaka that he has this brand spanking new outfit that looks exactly like Monaka, except about 3 feet taller and purple lips and kind of gross and creepy as fuck. And Monaka is kind of creeped out by it. They're having this little discussion. You know, they're both weaklings, being weak together and stuff. And then Trunks and Goten, as they're getting their hands on the sweets that Jocko ordered, they slip. And then they accidentally, well, Trunks accidentally elbows Monaka, and Monaka goes flying back. And then Monaka hits the ground. And then they find out Monaka's a little bitch. And this part was actually kind of sad. Like, I felt bad for Monaka. He just started crying. Like, He's literally like just a little baby. I don't know. He starts crying, then everybody sees Monaka's crying, and then they're like, what? I thought he was supposed to be the strongest in the universe. Then it's basically made obvious to everybody that Monaka is weak. Goku, on the other hand, does not happen to be there, so Goku still is in the dark about this. He does not know. Right after this happens, Beerus and Whis show up, and then, you know, they make their grandiose entrance with their little teleport dingling thing, and then they immediately spot Monaka, and they're like, what the fuck? Why is he here? Why is Monaka here? And then right when he says that, Goku appears behind him, and then Goku is right away wants to fight Monaka. So Goku goes up to Monaka, Goku's still in his little farmer outfit kind of thing, and then he's like, Monaka, let's spar, let's do this right now. And then Chi-Chi, knowing that Beerus, by the way, Beerus threatens everybody to make sure that Goku never learns that Monaka is a weakling. So Beerus makes it very clear that nobody is to know. So it's that kind of, I mean, it was a fun episode. With that said, so Goku he approaches Monaka, wants to spar with Monaka, and he has like his farmer outfit on, it's all dirty. Then Chi-Chi comes up with a diversion. So this was the episode where a lot of people were made useful that were not useful in the past, for a long time at least. So Chi-Chi makes herself useful first. Go ahead, Chi-Chi, what you gonna do? She goes up to Goku and she's like, hey, your clothes are dirty, go change. You know, show some respect. And then Goku, you know, that sounds like a likely thing that Chi-Chi would say anyway. So Goku buys it and Goku leaves. He teleports away to go change his clothes. She buys a little bit of time, but not that much time because Goku reappears and then he's in his new clothes. And then he says, all right, Monaka, let's do this. And then Beerus insists that he doesn't, and Beerus, you know, just as a random number, and a number Goku couldn't even catch, like even Goku, because this is a really big number. He says, hey Goku, all right, you can fight Monaka, but you gotta do 100 trillion sit-ups first. And then I'll allow you to fight Monaka. So Goku thinks that he can do it. He gets excited, he runs over and starts to do his sit-ups. Meanwhile, while Goku's doing his sit-ups, Trunks and Goten go up to Beerus and come up with an idea. They approach Beerus and then they say, Beerus, you can wear this outfit and you can pretend to be Monaka because then you can keep up with Goku. Just pretend Monaka has a transformation. Goku gets up because he's done doing his 100 trillion sit-ups. I think he actually did 100 because he gets up and then Beerus is like, there's no way you did that many sit-ups that fast. And he was like, yeah, I did, sure, look. 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion. Goku's an idiot. Goku solidifies himself as an idiot this episode more so than a lot of other ones, but it's for the humor aspect. So Goku, believing that he's done, he's like, you know, we're just gonna do light sparring, fuck it. He grabs Monaka and he starts to walk away with him. No one is stopping Goku at this point, but people do try. So Chi-Chi had her useful moment. Now Chaozu, like all the side bitch characters that were thrown to the wayside are making themselves useful in this episode. So Chaozu gets up and then Chaozu, you know, he's doing his little thing. This probably wouldn't work on Nappa, but he's trying it on Goku and of course it doesn't work. Goku's just powering through it, just walking through it, and then Chaozu gives in, he falls out. And then Krillin, he hasn't really been that useful and, you know, he's trying to be useful as well. Krillin runs up and then he uses his solar flare on Goku to blind him. This actually works. He blinds him and lets go of Monaka. Meanwhile, Beerus has to come to the conscious decision of whether or not he, the god of destruction, this prestigious being, is gonna put on this outfit and look like a fuckboy while he fights Goku. It's under him, he believes. But long story short, he decides to do it. So we have Beerus in the Monaka outfit and he appears in front of Goku, and this is supposed to be like Monaka's transformation sort of thing. At least that's what they want Goku to buy into. Goku even notices that Monaka has it's Beerus. Goku notices that Monaka has the exact same ki as Beerus, but then Goku basically answers to himself like, oh, okay, so you have the energy of a god too. So no biggie there, I guess. Another Goku stupid moment. So the fight starts, and then as they're fighting, the fight, by the way, it looks amazing. I'm not gonna go in depth on every blow that occurred because, you know, it wasn't that serious of a fight, but the fight looks phenomenal. I mean, the animation is very good, it looks top notch, but as they're fighting, Beerus's outfit of Monaka is starting to rip away as he's fighting. Like, he'll throw a punch and then like it'll rip around. So you have Beerus's bare hand just showing in the Monaka outfit. Goku doesn't notice it because, you know, they're in the middle of a fight. There's moments where like Beerus's head gets spinned all around, and then there's this moment where his tail's about to come out, and then Vegeta and Piccolo jump up, and Piccolo uses his cape to block Monaka so Goku doesn't see Monaka. And then Goku's like, what the fuck are you doing right now? And then they're like, Piccolo in particular says, Monaka has the ability to manipulate other people. We can't control ourselves, sort of thing. And Vegeta calls him a shitty actor. It was pretty funny. So they're letting Beerus basically get his outfit all together. Beerus takes off the cape and like wraps it around his waist. And then Vegeta's about to go distract Goku some more by like fighting him. But then Beerus grabs Vegeta and he throws Vegeta into Piccolo, and it turns out Beerus is actually starting to enjoy the fight. Like Beerus is enjoying the fight. Like he's ready to go. Like he's says fuck it, like he wants to fight now. The fight gets even more intense, more epic. They're starting to battle, they power up, and then the fight gets even more epic and intense. They start fighting more, and Beerus for the most part is controlling the battle, you know, throwing Goku down. Goku gets some shots in, but for the most part, Beerus is getting the more intensive shots in. Anyways, they really start to charge up, and they're really about to go at it like for good. It's almost reminiscent of the Battle of Gods kind of thing, other than Goku being in his god form. But they charge up to each other, and they're about to do that same thing. If you guys remember when they punched each other's fists and the universe was like crumbling, they almost did that, except it wouldn't have destroyed the universe this time because Goku obviously wasn't powered up, nor was Beerus, so don't worry about that. But I'm sure it could have still had some very nasty effects on the entire city. But right before they make impact, Whis just appears in the middle and stops both of them. Then after he stops them, Goku's kind of like confused, like why would he stop them? And then Whis is like, Beerus told us to stop. So Goku looks down, and then Beerus is standing there, but it's not Beerus, it's actually Poor. So Poor, even Poor made herself useful in this episode. So we have 3 irrelevant characters make themselves somewhat useful. Was that 3? This is like 3 people. So Goku just comes to terms with it. He's like, all right, that was a lot of fun. Thanks, Monaka. Then Goku goes down. So they both land, and then Yamcha, inadvertently, being Yamcha, solidifies himself as Yamcha and points over to Monaka, basically bringing all the attention over to Monaka. Yamcha points out that the real Monaka went unconscious since the fight got so intense, and that inadvertently brings everyone's attention over to Monaka. And then, yes, Yamcha fucks up again. Beerus almost loses his fucking mind. The screen turns red and Beerus' power starts to charge, and he just looks at Yamcha. Yamcha has tears in his eyes because he knows he fucked up. And luckily, Goku solidifies himself as an idiot again, runs up to Beerus and says, "Wow, Monaka, I didn't know that you could split your body just like Boo. Wow, you sure are amazing. I need to train even more." So Goku motivates himself, I guess, with the help of everyone else. Luckily, Goku's an idiot and they weren't trying to hide this from like Vegeta or something. But that was where the episode ends. Overall, this episode was really funny, very humorous. I mean, is it a must-watch? No, it's not a must-watch, but I mean, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you'll watch it anyway because it was very enjoyable. I mean, it's definitely a highlight to some of the top episodes in terms of comedic value and stuff. So it's a very good episode, but in terms of plot sort of thing, it's not a very important one. The next episode preview, we have Pan. Pan and Goku are gonna be doing some shit, and I actually asked a very interesting question on my Twitter, all right? Very hypothetical, very unlikely, but if you guys look at this image that I created, I want you guys to go to my Twitter and reply to it with what you think. Not in terms of its possibility, but how would you feel if something like that were to occur, with Pan having similar latent abilities as Gohan? Obviously, it sounds like it's more of Goku fucking up his energy, and then maybe Pan gets hers. I don't know what's gonna happen particularly. We have Pilaf, so it's gonna be another filler-ish episode, transitional episode into the next arc. So, you know, it's not hugely exciting, but it's still, you know, Dragon Ball nonetheless. Go to my Twitter, tell me what you guys think about that picture, reply there. Comment below what you thought about the review, what you thought about the episode, what you think about life. I don't give a fuck. Talk to me and I'll talk to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Deion. I'm known as SeeReax on YouTube. There's a like button. If you press it, that'll make me happy. If you don't press it, I won't know that you didn't press it because you didn't press it, but you should just press it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Wuaah BAAAM!